Okay, so today I'm gonna try to make this video as short and sweet as I can for you guys. And like I said, sometimes I cannot do it because learning takes time. And if people can't understand that, that's your problem, not mine. I've made a video recently about how should I put it? Well, I guess I'll say straight out, erectile dysfunction. I've mentioned one thing about that because I've found something, and it's gonna help a lot of people, wants people to understand that video. And yes, I will always link it up right here for you, okay? And if you got a chance, watch it. I didn't give the real key yet, okay? Because I want people to experiment this out. And you will see what happened to your body, okay? 95% of the population, and I could be wrong, but I would say 95%, they would throw this part out. And if you're watching right now, you know it's what I'm talking about. Why is that? Why is that? It's because the most bitterest part of any vegetables, if you really, really dig into it, you will see that this is the most bitterest part of the vegetable. The next time you cut it, I want you to lick it, okay? And you will see how much bitter it is. And if you squeeze that out, you see that white stuff that's coming out of there? Okay? That right there is the most bitterest part of a vegetable. Any vegetables. Here's the thing. The number one thing when you're growing up, you avoid bitter food. A lot of people avoid bitter food. And like I said, and I state again, 90% of the population avoid bitter food. I won't tell you what that bitter yet, okay? Because this is an experimental video. And you would have to follow it so you can see the changes in your body. What you need to do is, you want to have a better sex life without any type of pills or anything. You can do it naturally. Why? Because as growing up, when you start growing up, okay, and this is through my discovery, I love this part. Anytime my grandmother would cut them, I tell her to save this part for me. Okay? And guess what? I get constantly hard-ons. So this is actually through years of experimenting. Okay? And guess what I did? I also fed it to my dog. Yeah. And he's 10 years old. I'll show him the picture right now. He's 10 years old. I actually dig into my, the first time that someone gave me a picture of him when they first got him. I took him for 7 years. So they had him for 3 years. And when I start feeding him, guess what happened to him? He started getting a woody. Yeah! Imagine that. I have not seen it for about 3 to 4 years now. I remember one day, he was so excited, he started humping my hand. I'm like, what are you humping my hand for? That was about 3 to 4 years ago, and I have not seen it then. No, I have not seen his hard-on since then. Then I start experiment with this because I knew he likes lettuce. He loves lettuce. So I start feeding him these parts because I tell my grandmother to save these for me. So I eat them and I give it to him and I tell him to chew it. So he likes chewing it. Next things you know, I start seeing his woody again. I'm like, what? You gotta be kidding me. Well, that journey continues on to experiment, of course, and that's when I found out. Then I start to go further than that. I went further into it, and I start to research. People hate and avoid bitter food. And you know this for a fact. If you listen to this video right now, you know for a fact everyone, like I said, about 90% of the population avoid bitter food. Since they were young. A lot of kids, when they were young, they avoid bitter food. When they become an adult, it becomes, guess what? Your sex drive would fall down because you don't have enough bitter food. There's something in there. And like I stated before, I'm not going to tell you it yet. Okay? Because I want you to see it. If I tell it to you, you won't follow this. So it's going to be an experiment for you. Okay? I have already done my experiment. And I have already done enough research. Most people avoid bitter food in seafood. Okay? Anything with bitter in it, they won't eat. A lot of people avoid bitter fruits. And I mentioned that in that video up here, and I'll link it when you get that chance. They avoid them. They avoid anything to do with bitter. Like yogurt is kind of bitter. Egg, but not the egg white. The egg, the yolk, the yellow yolk is bitter. If you really just take the yolk out and test it yourself, it's a little bit bitter. It's not as bitter as vegetables and stuff like that. Seafood, if you want a lot of seafood, it's like a lot of seafood is bitter because I eat them myself. I love this thing called, I believe is seaweed. It is very hard to get where I am. And I've tasted that long ago in a restaurant, and I fell in love with it because I love bitter food. Because I love bitter food, I discovered something, okay? And what happened is, to be honest and truthfully, during my experimenting, I started to afraid to eat it because I wake up with a woody. And please remember, I'm going to list this video as for adults only, okay? So if you watch this and you see, oh, he's saying some stuff, sorry, it's adults only. All of my video is adults only. Although I've mentioned growing up, but it's still adult. This is for adults only, okay? Now, for the people who have erectile dysfunction, they might have been too late, okay? That means they went too far out. They cannot reverse it. But you can try to reverse it. But if you're in the early age like I am, you can continue eating bitter food. Because, like I said, most people avoid them. If you want to have a better sex life, and if you want to stay hard on for a long time, you're going to need bitter food. I will tell you in my ultimate video, but not yet. Okay, please remember, not yet. And I was cutting the stuff today, and I said, you know what? I'll make a second video, and I'll explain my findings. Okay? So far, we know any type of vegetable has bitter food. It's like cauliflower is very bitter. Broccoli is very bitter. Spinach is very bitter. If you eat them like, raw or blanched spinach, if you ever like that. I love blanched spinach. So any type of vegetable that's bitter, a lot of people try to avoid. But when people try to avoid, they will have that problem later on in life. So if you're in your 20s, early 20s, 30s, and 40s, try to start eating bitter food if you want your sex, I don't know how you would say that, sex drive or something, to go longer. That's what you would need. You would need bitter food. Okay? And everything has to be bitter. If you watch that video, I say bitter, 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 bitter. And I gave a lot of clues in that video, and people still don't get it. I mean, it's so frustrating that people don't get what I'm trying to say. So, I'm going to make it further than that. Also, potatoes bitter. A lot of, kelp is bitter. I don't know. The list can go on. I'll probably just list them in the description. So I'll tell you a lot of the bitter vegetables. Okay, and you're gonna have to start that in your diet. This will change because here's the thing. A lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, there's always Viagra, right?" Have you ever? Here's the thing. I actually taste Viagra before. Okay? And it was somebody who I said I wanted to taste what it tastes like. And I licked it. And it's very, very bitter. Aha! Aha! Even Viagra is bitter. Lick it. Break it in half and lick it, and you will see what happened to it. Okay? So, that's how I discover. But like I stated, I'm not ready to give that out just yet. Maybe a little more videos, and I'll make that ultimate video, and I will tell you exactly what's in it. But before that, you will need to experiment. You will need to see exactly what I'm talking about. That way, you can enhance your life. Okay? And that way, you enhance it naturally. Not with Viagra, because Viagra is a high dosage of the bitterness in here or any other the things, and they discover something, which I'll mention that later on in the video, what they'd actually discovered. Okay? And by doing that, you're going to change your life naturally. Okay? Have sex naturally, and this applies to men and women. Okay? And like I said in that video right there, it even works on dogs. Yeah. I'm telling you, it works on dogs because like I stated, for like 4 years almost, I have never seen my dog have a hard-on. I said, what did I do to him recently? Well, him and I sit there and eat these things. And that's when I started to discover. And if you take anytime you cut this out, okay, I'm going to cut that one on camera for you and squeeze it. I don't know if you'll be able to see. You see all these white stuff coming out? Let me put it on my finger. See that wetness right there? Right there. Okay? That, if you taste that, it's really bitter. So the next time you cut one of these out, turn it around, and taste that part right there. It is very bitter, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like having, I don't know how much a Viagra would have been in there, but I know. I'm not telling you yet, just yet. So, because I knew that people always avoid this. And like I stated, and if you watch this video right now, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. They always avoid bitter food. And because of that, you change your body through time. You need that bitterness. And like I stated, I will give that out in time. I will tell you what it is. But at the moment, you're going to have to go through your journey and try to eat the vegetables that I'm going to mention in the description. You're going to have to pay attention to your body. You're going to have to pay attention to the seafood. You're going to have to pay attention like egg yolk, like I said, and yogurt, and even cheese. Some cheese, not all. Okay, so certain things, but I will list them all, from step 1, step 2, and step 3, where I think it has the most bitterness in them. Vegetable is the number 1 on the list, okay? So make sure if you're going to eat vegetables, just a little bit extra. I also mentioned in that video, maybe you guys can go shopping together. And when you go shopping together, you can find out a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this video is going to be beyond anything right now, because no one in the world, and I can promise you, no one in the world have this video at all explaining this what happened. Okay? And I can guarantee you, and if some pharmaceutical company probably discover this, and they're not letting you know. Well, guess what? I'm giving it to the world. I'm going to give it to the world. I know what it is. So they probably discover this, and that's how they made Viagra. Okay? But like I said, go on that journey and go to a natural journey, so that way your sex drive will be a lot better. You get turned on a lot better. Okay? And for males, you will stay hard, and for female as well. So it is not just for male or female. This is just the body. Depend though, okay? Depend. But like I stated, even it works on a dog, because I have done that to my own dog, because I was feeding him this, and that's why I told you I discovered it through my dog. And yes, my dog had taught me a lot of things, and another one for him, so yay for Benny. Okay? I give credits to Benny, because he gave me something. I'm telling you, my dog has taught me so many things. And please don't forget and don't remember, he taught me a lot of things. He didn't teach me anything. He taught me by me observing him. Okay? So some people are like, oh, they're going to say, oh, your dog taught you that? Yeah, he actually studied all the words in the dictionary, and he actually talked to me. Ha ha ha. Right. Oh, I'll be really famous when that day comes. I'm telling you, it's like, oh, I don't even want to get into that, because that's not what this video about. But I just want to, how people are. Anyway, so I'm going to end this video, and if you see this video, go on that little journey and start eat bitter food. And you see it, don't avoid them, because it actually helps your body. It will help you more than just getting a hard-on, okay? I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because later on, I'm going to make my ultimate video, and I'm going to tell you what it really is. And it will help your body. It will regulate your salt as well, okay? That's all I'm going to tell you. Now, anyway, other than that, that's about it on this video. And so start your journey, okay? And then see how your body behave. And you will see what happened because you're going to eat food anyway. So might as well choose the bitter food, right? Or have some in it, at least half of it. Your body will start changing. Things will start changing for you. And you will see what happened. And then come back and see the ultimate video, which I will link them all. But I will link the one I did recently here. I didn't talk in it because a lot of people did not understand it. And I'm pretty pissed about that one. But hey, I made it as easy as I can, but they didn't get it. Anyway, other than that, that's about it. And hopefully, give this a try. Okay? The next time, just one test for me. The next time you cut these lettuce out, bite at the end, or chew, or lick at the end here, and see how bitter it is. We need I don't really know how much we really need. I'm sorry to drag this a little longer. I don't really know how much we really need yet. I have not known that thing yet, but maybe someday I will. But as of right now, I think we have to dilute some, because you have to remember, there's water in here too. So, I have not known the dosage yet. There must be like in milligrams or I don't know how much they are. But anyway, other than that, that's about it on this video. And I will see you in my ultimate video. Okay?